Welcome in to this special edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Schultz here with you. Thanks for joining us as we bring you more reaction to the Chiefs' win yesterday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 29-10. The Chiefs lock up home field advantage in the AFC, the top seed. We will let you hear directly from Pat McAfee, the ESPN host, what he had to say about the Kansas City Chiefs and react to his comments coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, out of the studio, I'm out of the office for the next couple days, about to hit the road pretty soon to go see family, to celebrate a little late Christmas as we spent our Christmas holiday with you guys on our watch party yesterday. But hey, we're still going to bring you videos, even on my off days, even when I'm traveling and all this. We're not backing down at all here on the channel over the next several days. So if you can do us a favor and subscribe and help us reach our next milestone of 65,000 subscribers on the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're getting very close to reaching that next mark, but we need you guys to be a part of what we're doing here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with some of McAfee's comments on yesterday's win on the Chiefs. And the first thing that McAfee said, it was very funny. He said that they ruined Christmas for Pittsburgh, that here you had the NFL scheduling Christmas games on a Wednesday, which we had never seen before. And, you know, for the Pittsburgh faithful, one of the most loyal fan bases in the National Football League, they delay their Christmas, right? Whether it's celebrating today or maybe they celebrated a day early, Santa came early, whatever it may be. And Patrick Mahomes and company come in there and just beat the hell out of the Pittsburgh Steelers in their own building. And it was a very merry Chiefsmas to all, into all a good night. So I thought that was hilarious to think about, just when you think in detail. Like, yeah, we went in there and we gave them all the coal, you know, just took everything from them and just ruined Christmas for Pittsburgh. Just hilarious to even think about what McAfee's saying. But then kind of getting into more details. McAfee brings up that Mahomes was just having a holly jolly time out there. And you can see why with the numbers that Mahomes put up, going 29 of 38, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, quarterback rating, QBR of 90.1, and then a rating of 127.1. Also had 1 carry for 12 yards. And you listened to Mahomes earlier in the week when he was talking about this matchup. He said he was excited about the idea of getting to play on Christmas, that he wasn't too thrilled necessarily about playing 3 games in 11 days, but there was an honor of getting to be on that stage. The first ever game on Netflix. You know, this was a big deal for the Kansas City Chiefs that, hey, they played on Black Friday. They played on Christmas. It's become appointment viewing. You had over 200 countries worldwide watching this game on Netflix yesterday. The biggest international broadcast the NFL has ever done before. So this was a big deal. This was an honor to get to play in this setting. And time again, what we've seen from Patrick Mahomes, whether it's the playoff games, whether it's the primetime games, whether it's the holiday games, we see Mahomes at his best on the biggest stage, in the brightest moments. And yesterday was no exception for what he did. And so to me, I think that's a very interesting point to bring up, that here we are time and time again, when we see quarterbacks in this league in the biggest moments, a lot of them falter. And Mahomes, we know he's great. He's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. But part of what separates him compared to some of the rest is that in those big stages, when the lights are the brightest, Mahomes doesn't back down. In fact, his play elevates even further from there. We'll dive into more what McAfee had to say when it comes to guys like Justin Watson, Travis Kelce, and then just kind of the team overall in just a moment. But I want to ask you guys, with where this team's at, getting home field, getting that number 1 seed, 15-1. Are we feeling like this is going to be another Super Bowl? I saw Big Cat of Barstool say that for everyone else in the league, you might as well just go ahead and accept the fact now that the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, and it's going to make it a lot less painful here in a couple of weeks when it happens anyway. Are we that confident it's going to happen? I'm feeling pretty confident it's going to happen. Type Y for yes, in for no, if you believe the Chiefs are going to be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy once again. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. And right now, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, you heard that right, folks. And on top of that, Prize Picks has got this deal right now where they will give you $50 to play for free. All you have to do is play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. I won big on Prize Picks yesterday. I put 20 down on a Travis Kelce touchdown, rushing or receiving. He got me that in the fourth quarter. And I also got Joker on a free square to have more than half a point in the Nuggets game last night. So I turned 20 into 90. You can win with Prize Picks too. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. More from McAfee. So McAfee points to Justin Watson. This was an underrated storyline. Watson was a Pittsburgh kid. He grew up a Steelers fan. And he got to come home for Christmas, and he just went bananas, as McAfee said. What a day for Justin Watson, as he finished with 2 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, had that 49-yard snag as well. And with Justin Watson, I think with this Chiefs team, you know, we see this offense, this receiving core is really settled now. Kelce, of course, is playing really well. Xavier Worthy is playing his best football right now. Hollywood Brown is emerging. DeAndre Hopkins, of course, is there. When you're asking out Watson and Juju, hey, can one of them just show up and be an X factor every now and then? And yesterday happened to be Justin Watson's day. I was happy for Justin Watson that he was able to step up in the fashion that he did. Now on Travis Kelce. One of the things that McAfee pointed to was that time and time again, the Steelers just kept leaving Travis Kelce wide open. And that, you know, he ended up breaking, of course, Tony G's receiving touchdowns franchise record yesterday with that touchdown grab that he was able to get in the fourth quarter. He ended the day with 8 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown score. And the thing that I found interesting, that McAfee brought a very good point of about them leaving him wide open. We weren't seeing that earlier in the year. When we saw the injuries to the receiver position when Hollywood was hurt, obviously Rashee Rice went down early on. Juju was banged up for a bit. These opposing defenses were focusing their attention on Travis Kelce, and they were limiting his impact, and of course it led to limitations on what the passing game can do. Now with these guys getting healthier and the way things have emerged with Worthy, with Watson, with Brown, Juju, DeAndre Hopkins, Noah Gray as well, forgot to mention him. There's just too many guys that you can't just focus on double teaming Travis Kelce anymore and expect that to work, because that's going to leave openings for other guys. And we've seen Noah Gray emerge and look like arguably the best number 2 tight end in football. So I think that's a very good point. Breaking Tony G's record, 77 touchdowns in a Chiefs uniform. Obviously, Tony G has more touchdowns when you include his time with the Atlanta Falcons, but the franchise record, and I love that he dunked it in honor of Tony G as well. There, you know, a nod to Tony G to celebrate breaking the record. Tony G said he'd pay the fine for it too, so that was awesome. That was a really cool moment. And then the last point that McAfee made was they are playing their best football of the year right here, right now. For weeks on end, we've been hearing people say about the Kansas City Chiefs that here we go, you know, they're getting lucky. They're finding ways to win. And what I've been telling you, and McAfee said the same thing too, it was just who they are, and their best football was still in front of them. What we saw yesterday was the best performance we've seen all year against a good Pittsburgh Steelers team on the road on a short week. They delivered. And now you're going to get these guys 2.5 weeks off. Get even healthier, get even more refreshed, head into the postseason, and you're in really good shape. I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic about the direction of where this team is going from here and that they're really figuring things out. The defense is playing some really good football right now, too. We spent all that time on offense. The defense looks spectacular as well with what they've done in the last few weeks. All around, this Chiefs team's in a really good spot. And I think they're in a much better spot than they were at this time a year ago when they lost to the Raiders on Christmas and they still ended up winning the Super Bowl. So it's Kansas City versus everybody at this point. The Chiefs aren't going anywhere. This team is getting better, and I'm excited. I don't know how you could not be excited with where this team is at right now at this point in the season. So, after listening to everything that McAfee had to say, do you agree with his assessment of the Kansas City Chiefs? I think he's spot on. I think he's spot on everything he had to say about this Kansas City Chiefs team. Do you agree? Let us know. Type A for agree. Type D for disagree. Weigh in and let us know. Appreciate y'all joining us. Make sure to subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report for daily Chiefs coverage. I'm about to hit the road pretty soon. About to see the family and celebrate a little late Christmas. Missed out on that with having the watch party in the game yesterday, but that's okay. If anything happens while I'm home with the family in Tulsa, we'll continue to bring you videos here on the channel and keep you posted what's going on with your team. So stay tuned for that. Help us reach 65,000 subscribers on the channel, and we certainly would appreciate it. Hopefully everybody has a great Boxing Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, day after Christmas. Great happy holidays to you. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm Tyler.